Carlos Ramsey's with the Enhancing Mind. How can we increase our mental and emotional energy? Sometimes we feel on top of the world and it takes a lot to knock us out of our good mood. But sometimes we can fall into a state of low energy with a series of micro negative events. When just last week we felt invincible, maybe this week we can't help but feel sad or anxious or unable to cope. When we fall into this slump, right, this mental funk, what can we do to get ourselves out of it and back on track with our goals, to regain the emotional clarity we need to get back to self-care? We know what makes our shoulders weigh 100 pounds, right? We know what our problem is or what the problems that we're facing. Many times, depression and anxiety set in, not necessarily from the issue at hand, but from the lack of control of the situation at hand or perceived lack of solutions. We can handle a lot so long as we feel like we have the tools to handle the situations that we're facing. And we do, for most situations in our lives, we do have the tools or the strategies in place to effectively navigate most of our problems. You don't see it now, but you're effectively solving problems every single day, which gets me to my first point. Give yourself credit where credit is due. Pat yourself on the back right now for a job well done for things that you've overcome in the past. You deserve it. Many times, being unable to solve one big problem or a series of consistent small problems can give you what we call in the sales world imposter syndrome, which is a type of performance anxiety that makes you feel like you aren't doing great when you've actually been doing pretty good. It's like writer's block, but for different areas in your life. All of a sudden, you're drawing blanks. You feel like the circumstance at hand is out of your control, or worst of all, you feel the situation at hand is out of your capacity, right? It feels bigger than you. This can apply to any area in your life. If you feel defeated because you're running across a situation you feel you're stuck in or unable to get out of, you might be experiencing this imposter syndrome. And it helps to remember the times you overcame something difficult. It can be fuel to the fire. This is the inspiration behind the TOSV card or the ticket of self value that you create for yourself in chapter 8. But okay, cool. So remembering my past achievements, that's great. But what else helps with getting out of a mental funk? Break the problem down. Find a way over or find a way out. When it comes to problems, if you really think about it, there are only ever three actual solutions, right? We either solve the situation, we get away from the situation, or we transform the situation into something more in tune with what we need. All solutions are essentially just an expression of these three core solutions. So, first, identify the situation that's got you feeling defeated. Is it something that you can get away from, something that can be solved, or something that can be transformed into something better? Have you tried transforming it? Maybe that didn't work. Well, then try solving it. If you can't solve it, get away from it. All this to say, or I hope this serves as a reminder that you can do anything you want short of hurting people or neglecting people that depend on you, like children that aren't adults yet or, frail family members that rely on your support. But outside of that, you're free to move about and do what you need to do to get back to a place where you can prioritize your enhancing actions once again. And it appalls me how many times I have to remind people of their own freedom of movement. Many times the fence you feel stuck in is self-created. But with a little awareness and a little guts, that fence dissolves. You can catch a flight across the country and start anew. You can grab a hatchet and go live in the woods. I know these are extreme examples, obviously, but the point I'm trying to make is you can literally go do those things. You can do whatever you need to do to get back on track with your life. What really holds us back from making these big changes is fear. But we're students of self-mastery now. Fear doesn't drive us. Self-love drives us. So start taking action towards the solution and stop marinating in the problem. Every day that you take a small action towards solving the problem, the better and better you'll begin to feel. You'll come to realize that it's hardly ever the situation itself that saps our energy, but the straitjacket that we feel the situation puts us into. And taking action towards a solution, not necessarily solving it, just moving. towards a potential solution makes us feel better because it begins to dissolve this mental and emotional fence, this cage that we created. It doesn't feel like we created it. It feels like the problem created it. But yeah, we created the straitjacket, not the problem. And sometimes all we need is a little hope to get out of it. And taking action towards a solution can provide us with the hope that we need to spark the fire within. Last recommendation: integrate burnout management into your schedule. I'll tell you, one of the reasons why I felt compelled to start my own personal development movement, so to speak, one of the reasons why I wrote the book and felt like I had to get in this space is, of course, to help you become your best version of yourself through practical means. But I also wanted the platform to relay the message that it's okay to take a chill pill every once in a while. I've been involved in this personal development world for over 10 years in some way, shape, or form. And the personal development world, I'll tell you this, there's a little minority in it that's, well, a little toxic, right? Toxic in the sense where it teaches you that you just need to be on point 24/7. And if you're not, it's because you're not giving it everything you've got. Like, okay, I've seen I've seen people in these groups burn out hard because of this mentality and fall off the map, right? They isolate themselves from people they've known for years out of shame because they couldn't keep up with the bulls. And I've seen people, these bulls, so to speak, talk badly about this person that burnt out, right? They make comments like, "Well, I'm glad they're gone. Coffee is for closers." It's comments like that. Ugh. Here at the Enhancing Mind, burnout management is an absolute must. Take a long weekend, unplug, unwind, book that massage, book the babysitter, get out of here. Go out and drink and eat your favorite foods, blast your favorite music. This is Coach Celos telling you it's okay to not be a badass 100% of the time. I'll take a 90%, maybe even an 80% badass that is on point with their goals while also happy and relaxed and content, right? Someone that makes time for their family, someone that makes time to enjoy life. I'll take that over a 100% badass that is on edge, fried out, too focused on winning that they neglect their family, neglects enjoying their life in the name of personal glory. I'll take the 80%er any freaking day of the week over this 100%er. So let's recap. You solve problems every day. You're actually amazing at it. This problem doesn't have to be any different. Enhance your energy levels right now by realizing the truth. You've got moves under your belt. What you probably don't have are the guts to make those moves. So start making them. Start somewhere, anywhere. I just need you to realize that you're not as stuck as you think you are. Next point: solve, isolate, or transform the situation. You have options. Last but not least, integrate burnout management into your schedule. Integrate fun into your days somewhere. It's an absolute must. Because when you're 80 and you're on your deathbed, you're going to be proud of your achievements, for sure. But your last memory won't be of achievements. It'll be of the great times you had with the people that you love the most. So learn how to balance both right now for true life fulfillment. You will not regret it. That's all I've got for you. Carlos Ramsey's with the Enhancing Mind. Talk to you soon.